Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, or welcome if you guys are new. My name is China and welcome to the life of China doll. So as you guys can see by the title, today we are going to be getting into some things. In today's video, you guys, I'm gonna just be getting into the recap of the Bosscess Diaries season 1. I learned so much. It's been 5 months since I started the first episode of the Bosscess Diaries, y'all. I have learned so much. I know in the beginning I started off by doing the Bosscess blueprint, which was my recap of the lessons I learned after each episode. It probably hasn't been that long for you guys, but the last time I picked up the camera was maybe about a month ago, and I wasn't even like really talking to the vlog. So for the past few weeks I've just been editing and getting the last few episodes out, which is part of the reason why I wanted to get into just like a recap of everything that happened during the season, or some of the most important lessons that I learned throughout this first season of the Bosscess Diaries. Or if you want to learn all of the things that I learned from these past few months on building my dream life and just becoming my highest version of myself and leaving my old life behind. So if you are ready to get into any of that, make sure you subscribe and make sure you like this video to let me know y'all really enjoy these videos. And also get you a snack, get you a cute drink, put it in a wine glass, and let's get into the first lesson that I want to get into. Is the soft life that I'm building for myself still requires structure. It requires consistency. It requires me to choose the habits, the daily habits that my higher self would choose every day. Every day. I can't emphasize that enough. Like, instead of me skipping my workout, I gotta go do my workout if I want to continue to maintain and build the body of my dreams. Not choosing to eat another piece of candy, eat another piece of junk food every day. That's just examples for me. You put it into motion for how it works for you. I cannot have too many days where I fall off of my routine, whether it's me journaling, working out, touching my craft, whether it's YouTube, my business, content creation, just creating things. I need to touch it every day. So creating routines, creating structure for myself has been a really big thing for me and a game changer, just to keep me focused, to keep me on track. I have to continue to do these things every day because consistency builds the momentum, and once you have that momentum, you start to see the results that you want. And I feel like for me, it's the perfect example that I can give you guys is my body. I lost a lot of weight a couple months ago, and I've been able to maintain keeping that weight off of me by cultivating and having healthy habits, healthy eating habits, working out consistently. I told you guys this, I think, in the last episode of the Bosscess blueprint. I will do the smallest amount of it because consistency is more important than being perfect. So instead of me forcing myself or making myself feel bad if I don't do a 20-30 minute workout a day, I make sure I just do something. Whether I take a quick little walk, whether I run up and down the stairs, whether I do 50 jumping jacks, I'm gonna force myself or get myself to do something every day, because at least I did a little bit of something. I feel like that feels a lot better than me not doing nothing at all. And once you do that little something, you are over and over again proving to yourself like, hey, I can do this. It's not as bad as I thought. It's not as hard as I thought. And the more you do it, whenever you stop doing it, it feels different. Once you get into the habit of doing something, once you don't do it, your body's like, hey, what's going on? That's how I feel when I don't move my body and I don't work out, or when I don't journal, when I don't oil pull. I don't know, y'all. I literally feel like these are the things that keep me sane. It keeps me in line. It keeps me in check. So you just have to try to do for yourself. If you want more tips on the consistency and how to truly start at the very beginning of building your dream life, when you're kind of like, I don't really know what I want. I don't know what I want to do. I don't know where to start. Definitely check out the Bosscess Blueprints episodes, because I really go more in depth on where I was in the very beginning of it. And I'm telling you, the tips, the lessons that I learned, they're life-changing. And I think also too, learning how to be more softer with my routines. That's a major thing. That's a major thing for me because I am a Virgo, definitely very much a perfectionist. I love order, routines, structure, and being productive. And so it's like I will push myself to keep going. If I'm in a groove of editing, I'm gonna keep editing until I can't edit no more. And that goes with whatever I'm doing. Sometimes I can push myself to get a little too close to being into burnout, or just wear my body down too much to where it's like I'm in survival mode. And I worked really hard to get myself out of there. It's kind of like, that's not really the smartest idea. So that's where the softness comes in. I put boundaries in place for myself. I used to push myself to work all day as long as I can, whatever it is that I'm doing. I would try to tackle everything in one day, and it's like, girl, slow down. Slow down. We cannot do all of this in one day, and that is okay. That is something I had to learn. I feel like I want change so bad in my life that I began to be like, look, it's all or nothing. I'm gonna go hard and I'm gonna do whatever I can until I don't have no energy left. And then I'd get home and dread taking a shower. I'm rushing through my shower, rushing to hurry up and get in the bed and relax by a certain time, just to have to wake up the next day and do it all over again. And I don't know if you guys know, I think I told you guys, but I love waking up early. I'm such an early bird. I could be a night owl, but I'm more of an early bird now. I think it's just more beneficial for me to be an early bird. So I'm waking up at 7 a.m. If I wake up any later than 7:30, I feel behind. And I really want to start waking up earlier than that, because for one, I've noticed that when you wake up earlier, it's like you have so much more time in the day. It's like you're up before the rest of the world is up. And that feels so good. I feel like I'm getting more done. It's 1 o'clock and I've accomplished so much throughout my day. And it's only 1 o'clock. It's only lunchtime for some people. So with that being said, I think that after a week or two of doing that, I started to feel so drained, and I was pushing myself towards burnout, to where I'm like, I'm not having fun. I'm not enjoying this. And I started to feel sad and angry, because I'm like, I'm working really hard and I'm not seeing the results that I feel like I should be seeing. And so I had to take a step back and relax. I had to take a step back and say, we're not going to try to do 50 things in one day. We're going to pick 3 things. One major thing that moves me, one major thing that maintains me, and then one major thing that is self-care and pouring back into myself, because I have to do that. I found myself not really pouring into myself for real. And like I told y'all, you cannot pour from an empty cup. You cannot give to anything or anybody else if you're not pouring into yourself enough. That's why I be telling y'all, like, this is literally stuff I'm learning right now. Stuff that I'm learning, and I'm still grasping the concept of these different things. I feel like I got it more now, because I'm actually moving intentionally with it. Everything you want is still going to be right there. But if you're acting as if you have to go above and beyond every single day to get it, you're not acting as if you deserve it already. I deserve it just because I do, not because I'm working 8 hours or 9-10 hours a day doing everything that I can. Like, it's giving survival mode. And to get what you want, you're not going to get it being in survival mode. So that was a major thing that I just had to grasp. Balancing softness but still making sure I'm doing what I need to do. Choosing just 3 to 4 tasks a day helps me so much, because once you get those 3 done, if you still have time and energy left, you can do more if that's what you want to do. But making myself feel bad for having 5 things on my to-do, and they're major things. I could be trying to have myself do all those different things, and then when I only get to 2-3 things a day, I'm like, dang, I didn't do enough. But it's like, no, you did what you could. You did what you could, you met your capacity, and that's just that. And so that made me feel even worse. That's why I was like, no, we gotta bring it back. We're gonna reel it back, and you're gonna do what you can and add on later. Oh my stars, I gotta take a sip of my drink. I got to take a sip. So as you guys know, I am kind of newly single, and I've been single for about 3 months now. It has been a journey, because I felt like I mentally left the relationship before I physically left. I did not think it would be as hard. At first, it felt like I was having a really crazy realization. My whole old life is what I'm grieving. So the relationships, the places, the habits, all of those different things, it's a lot of things that I let go and that I changed. in my life. And so it's like seeing this transitional period I'm in, for one, and for two, just living without those things, it has just been such a crazy adjustment. Honestly, some days are better than others. Some days I'm feeling good and I'm like, yes, I'm free, I'm happy. And then other days I think of something, or I pass up a place that we used to go to do things that I no longer do. Sometimes I found myself crying. I'm like, girl, what are you crying for? Why are you crying over something that was never good for you? But in reality, I was mourning and grieving the version of myself that I was at the time, of who didn't understand why things didn't work out, the version of my life that I thought it would be, what I thought my life would look like with this person or in this situation. All of those different things is what I have been grieving, and it has been crazy. I felt like there were moments where I felt angry because I'm like, I'm mad. Why am I not over this? Why do I still feel sad? Why do I still feel like this, that, or the third? And I just had to learn and understand that grief is not a linear thing. And honestly, I'm not fully new to grieving in a sense of losing people, but this is different because, of course, I don't know where I figured I'd be by now. Well, no, I do know where I felt like I should be right now, and I'm not there. And that's okay. That's another part of it too. Just learning that it's not gonna go exactly how I want it to go, and that's okay. It's been a lot of learning. And I was saying that this was, and just speaking on the relationship itself, this was only my second serious relationship, and I'm 24, y'all. I've never really had a period where I was just fully single, where I'm not talking to anybody, I'm not entertaining anybody, I'm just by myself. My first relationship that I was in, I broke up with him, but we were still in communication and stuff, so it wasn't like we were fully separated. I just jumped straight into something else sooner than what I should have, and here we are, which I might get into that in another video. I don't know. Y'all let me know if y'all want that video, if y'all want that story time, because I feel like it'll be very beneficial to a lot of girls that are my age or that are even older or younger, whatever. But anyways, I jumped into this new one, and I never had time to grieve the past one and just be used to being by myself and being my own full person ever. And then I also had lost my childhood best friend at the time. So to not have her, and she was like one of my only serious friends or real friends, I don't know, it hit me hard. But I think that I really started to have the realization the past 2 years how different my life is, and I've been able to accept that pain or that experience or that loss. I would say it's just been interesting. It's been very interesting, is all that I can say. The point that I'm trying to get at is that it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to have days where you're still grieving that time or that person, that moment, those experiences. But I just had to learn to not hold it in or not to try to avoid it. Just let it pass through and be there for myself, self-soothe myself, and understand that better is coming. I think that's the part that really helped me push through and not go back. Because for one, my pride, because I'm like, I'm not spinning the block. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it. For two, knowing that better is yet to come. Isn't that the same? What's better is yet to come? Something like that. Just knowing that this experience, this wasn't even anything that was good for you. This was bare minimum. And y'all, I did have an experience, but I'm not gonna tell y'all about that today. I'm gonna tell you about that in the other video. Oh my gosh, that's gonna be low-key so juicy. Not me putting y'all in my business. I thought that this was love, and that was not. It was not. It was not what I deserved. I deserve better, and so I just have to believe and trust that God is gonna bring me better. And if I have to wait a little bit for it, then I'm gonna wait for it, because I want the best love that is out there for me. That is what I want, and that's with anything. I want the best of whatever there is for me. So if I have to say no to this, to that, whatever it is to get what I truly want, then I'm gonna have to do that, and I gotta stand on it. So that's what I'm doing. I'm standing on it. So lesson number 3 is that heartbreak can be a catalyst for self-love. I feel like it is. So quick story. I was already on my journey of self-love in 2021, and I was doing the things, getting into, I was doing my business, I was posting on YouTube and going to the gym. I'm doing all of the things, and then here comes this guy, and after that I just got so completely love struck. I don't know what it was. I was just like, oh my god. And I only had dated a guy that for one I wasn't even really into. I knew we weren't gonna be together forever. I could say that. And this is my first boyfriend. No shade, no tea, no nothing. I'm just saying, I just knew that we weren't gonna be together forever because I wasn't super duper physically attracted to him. So the second guy that I dated was absolutely attractive, very much, and I think that's definitely how he got me. Very much, it's definitely how he got me. I never experienced nothing like this before, so I'm like, ooh, I want to touch it. Like, you know when things are pretty and that saying that all that glitters isn't gold? Yes, this was my experience, because baby, it was not gold. It was not gold at all. Not at all. I'm saying that to say that I was already on this journey, and life gives you tests. It tests you to see if you are ready for what you're asking for, if you have evolved, if you've learned the lesson and things like that. And so this was another lesson that I definitely did not pass and I did not learn, but it's okay. The experience that I had with this second guy, when I say that I hit a low that I never ever want to hit again, and I don't think I will, just because I experienced, and don't get me wrong, there was worse things to experience in a relationship, but the things that I've experienced were more so just a lack of self-love and not putting myself first. So I feel like this relationship, it tested my boundaries, it tested my self-respect, and it tested a lot of things, and I had to learn a lot, and I did learn so much. The lesson is that sometimes you have to experience certain things to know what you never want to experience again, and to reach a level of self-love that you wouldn't have reached if you didn't go through that. And I feel like that is what it was for me. This is the most that I've ever been in love with myself, ever taken care of myself, ever respected myself, stood on boundaries that I ever have in my entire life. And I think that if a lot of these events didn't go the way that they did, I wouldn't have reached this level, or not at this time. I was able to learn a lot about what I did not want for myself, and I think also too, this was a generational curse that I broke. I am the first of both sides of my family to do a lot of things, to not have a child. I'm the first to avoid teenage pregnancy, and it's no shade to nobody who is pregnant, but this is just what it is for me, and that's not something that I want for myself, not right now. And I was the first to do that, first to graduate high school, and I went to college. I think that my family, but a lot of what I'm seeing, everything that I have learned about self-love, about discipline, about having standards and boundaries in life, because it literally applies to everything. I noticed it in other people. I noticed and I see where they don't have high levels of self-love. I see where they don't have certain boundaries in place, or they don't feel, they have limited beliefs. They don't think that they can receive more, so they don't receive more. They don't try to go higher. They let their fear cripple them. I'm highly intelligent. Sometimes I don't even realize how intelligent I am, and I don't realize how much more advanced I am than a lot of the people that are around me and that were around me. And that intimidated a lot of people. We're gonna talk about that another day. So another thing that I noticed with that too is that a lot of people are mirrors to us, and I feel like that relationship was a mirror for me to teach me things about myself, because a lot of things that I saw, a lot of the issues that we had were because of lack of self-respect, a lack of confidence in ourselves, and he projected that onto me, because regardless of whatever I went through, I always was determined, I always was motivated, I always got back up, I never gave up. And because of the things that I noticed from the things that he went through and everything like that, I could see where that was intimidating for him. He didn't have a lot of people in his life who poured confidence into him, and the women in his life didn't treat him very well, and so that shaped the way that he treated other women. And I didn't realize that until I was there, until I was with him, and I saw the way that he treated me. And even when I gave everything that I had, and I think that's the part that broke me the most, I gave everything that I had, even I wasn't even taking care of myself, and I still didn't receive what I deserved. Because for me, I learned and how I was raised is that you're supposed to give them everything that you have. You're supposed to pour into other people and put yourself last, be selfless. And that got me nowhere. That got me sad. That got me depressed. It got me having low self-esteem. So I'm like, that's not working. That's not working for me. And as I began to learn so much, because I don't know what it was inside me, but something in me just wanted more. So I started to learn. I started to watch motivational videos, podcasts. I started to read self-help books and everything like that. And I just learned a lot. Something that I just use in every single situation ever is don't take advice or criticism from people who are not living the life that you want to live. And so I got to a point where I looked around and I'm like, none of these people are living a life that I want to live. None of these people are doing what I want to do. None of them. So why am I taking advice from you when you're not even where you want to be in life? I'm not even trying to be shady. I'm literally just being honest and truthful, but you're not even where you want to be. So how you gonna tell me how to get where I want to be or what I need to do? But I don't see you doing what you want to do. I don't see you around here happy. You look just as stressed as I do, or maybe even more so. So with me learning all of that, I think that if I didn't go through that experience or that season of my life, I just wouldn't know everything that I know today. So I just carry that with me now and just do my best to understand that you don't go through these things to hurt you or break you, but it's to stretch you, it's to mold you. That character development stuff, it was very like, well, damn, why? I don't understand. But the more I zoomed out from my life and just see that these are things that people are going through every day. I'm not the only one that's going through this. It's so many people that's going through this. And it's not what happens to you, it's how you react to everything in life. It's how you take it. What do you do? And that just helped me understand that life is gonna have its ups and downs. You're gonna have your seasons where you're being built, things are going crazy. You're gonna have those seasons, but you're also gonna have high seasons. And I think that as soon as you learn the lesson that you're supposed to learn in that season, the sooner the season will end. The sooner you do those harder things, those things that are uncomfortable, the sooner you're going to be where you want to be. I don't know, check back in with me in a couple months from now, see where I'm at to fully test that theory. And one more thing I do want to say about that too. Once I started to see where my ex's self-love was, it helped me understand and gain compassion as to why he treated me the way he did, why he did the things that he did. And I developed a lot of compassion, and it made me realize how really the way that you are treated as a child and the things that you experience and the way that your family, your friends, everybody pours into you, it really does shape how you are as a human, how you are as an adult later on. It's really crazy. And it made me realize that, oh, it's really just because you don't have a higher level of self-love. You can only give me what you have and what you've received. Don't get me wrong, it's not an excuse at all, no way, shape, form, or fashion, but it helps you have understanding. And I think it allowed me to be able to forgive him and everybody else who I feel have done me wrong, not for them but for myself. So I want to go into the next lesson, which is protecting your peace is you having self-respect for yourself. Another thing that I learned throughout these past few months a lot, I began to implement them more within these last 2 years as well. Ever since I moved back down here, that's when I really started to get back on the road of being more intentional about my self-healing journey, my self-love journey, because I knew I wanted more for myself. I knew I wanted better. And I learned that you have to have boundaries with everybody, whether it's family, relationships, people you work with, just life in general, the way you allow people to treat you and things like that, because people are only going to do what you allow, and that applies to everybody. So the first thing is that when you start putting boundaries into play, people who don't have boundaries, people who don't have self-respect are going to act as if you chopped off their finger or something. You did something to them. How dare you have boundaries? How dare you not let me disrespect you? And for a while, I've allowed that to guilt me, or I feel bad, and I step back on the boundaries that I just placed until I realized that I cannot keep on hurting myself. I cannot keep on disrespecting. I cannot keep allowing people to do me like that. And more, I started to feel conflicted inside. The version of me who was unaware and very much guilted into just being a doormat and being a people pleaser was being overshadowed by the version of me who's like, no, actually, we've had enough. You're not gonna keep on doing this to me. I'm not gonna keep on bending myself over backwards, interrupting my day to do what works for you. No, I'm not doing that anymore. I don't have to, because what are you gonna do? If you don't like that, then clearly you don't love me. And that was one of the things that I had to realize, that I'm gonna be okay if I stand 10 toes down on my boundaries. And anybody who has a problem with those boundaries is not somebody that's worth being around. And it just shows their level of self-love, because I know the type of person that I am, and I know that I'm never going to intentionally run over somebody or ask them to do things that going out of their way. If I ask you something, if you say no, I'm not gonna badger you and be like, oh, why not? Like, you said no, that don't work for you, all right, cool, thank you for trying, or just whatever it is. So it's like, if I know that that's not who I am, why is it okay for you to do that to me? Why is it okay for you to try to push against my no, or make me feel bad, or make me feel guilty because I don't want to do what you want me to do? Once I started asking myself those questions, I'm like, you got a point. And so it took a while for me to get used to that, but because I would say no for things and I would just feel so bad. I want to cry and I just felt so guilty. But I'm like, no, you're gonna have to get adjusted to this. You're gonna have to get used to this, because if you allow family to treat you this way, if you allow your partner to treat you this way, just imagine how other people are gonna treat you in the real world. Just imagine. When you're going to work, when you're at the store, when you're dealing with different things. I don't want to be treated that way by everybody. I want people to respect me just as much as I respect them, because I deserve it. And if you choose to deserve it, I'm gonna give it to you. And so to bring it back to what I was saying about my relationship, was that I learned that I had to have boundaries. I had to say no. I had to push him to do more and give me more than the bare minimum, because that's what I was getting a lot of the time. I was doing way more than what I should have been doing, and I was not receiving what I deserved, basically. The more I started to feel okay with setting boundaries and expecting more out of people, the more I began to get, the less I had to do. It just felt so crazy, because I'm like, wow, I didn't realize how much I was letting slide and how much I was just accepting until I stopped accepting it. And people's reactions were like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, why would you do that? You're so selfish. And I started to take that as a compliment. My therapist told me, you don't have nobody to be responsible for. You don't have children. The only person you're responsible for right now is you. And I had to let that sink in and realize, you're so right, because once I have children and have a husband, now I'm dedicated to these children. Now I'm dedicated to this husband of mine. Right now, I can do what I want, where I want, however I want to. I don't have to answer to nobody. I don't have no little beings behind me trying to figure out what's going on, or needing this or needing that. So it's like, this is my time to be selfish. And a lot of people don't grasp that concept. They don't understand that. So the next lesson, which is lesson number 5, faith looks crazy. It looks absolutely insane. You gotta be delusional. And I didn't realize how crazy delusional you have to be, and how much faith you have to have in yourself and in God to achieve things that you want to achieve until now. Even when it looks like things aren't changing, you have to have faith. You have to move as if you know it's happening. And that has been hard for me. I'm not even gonna sit here and lie to y'all. Like, there's been days when I felt so angry and mad at God, because I'm like, I'm literally doing everything that I'm supposed to do, and it still feels like I'm just getting breadcrumbs. It still feels like I'm barely making it. And I felt like I was being punished. I felt like I was being overlooked. And it's like, you're not hearing me, or you're acting as if I don't deserve it or something. And that's really not the truth. I've been reading my Bible more. I'm not a Christian, but I do obviously believe that God is real. The Bible, I look at it more as a guide. It's not a rule book, and I feel like it has a lot of lessons between all of the different stories and everything like that. So the more that I've been reading it, getting more in tune with God, getting more in tune with myself, and listening to myself, trusting myself more, I've been realizing that it's not punishment, it's refinement. It is stretching me and showing me, or building me in a way that once I have the things that I want, or this dream life that I'm creating for myself. Let me give you this example. What I realized, I'm watching YouTube, and I was watching Aaliyah's face, and she was talking about how she was feeling burnt out, or how it's just so fast paced, and it's like when you're doing all of these different things that of course this is stuff that you dreamed of and that or you never would have dreamed of, you still have to balance everyday life things. So when I heard her say that, it made me think, dang, once I start reaching some of these goals, if I'm not able to balance doing the things that I love to do but also making sure I take care of myself, how am I going to be able to handle these things in the future? How am I going to be able to handle going on brand trips and making sure I get this content out and making sure I go to this event and running my business? How am I going to be able to do all that if I am not managing what I have now? Oh my gosh, stop, please. And that just brought me back to what I heard someone else say too about being a good steward of what you have now. If you take care of what you have now, that is showing yourself and showing God that you're going to be able to take care of more. And I thought I learned that lesson. I thought I was doing good, but clearly I had more to learn, and I still have more to learn. I have to keep going, because when things aren't changing and you're starting to look crazy to other people, or even it feels like it looks crazy to yourself, and when things aren't moving, you still have to keep having the faith. You still have to keep on pushing and doing what you said you was going to do and proving to yourself that this is going to happen for you. You know you're going to get there, you know? Having to actually apply it, it's been like, oh shoot, this is crazy. This feels scary. It feels really scary to do these things and step into the unknown and not know what it's going to look like, not know if it's going to work out or look like what you expect it to. I just had to realize that I've come too far to turn back. I've come too far and I've done too much to not believe in myself and not know that I deserve this and that I can have it. I believe that I can have it and I'm gonna have it. So you just gotta keep going and show, because anything that's worth having is not easy for you to just get. Because honestly, if it was easy, everybody would be successful, everybody would be rich, everybody would have everything. You have to show in your character, your determination, and your perseverance, your resiliency, that you want it and you believe that you can have it. Even when things don't look like they're going right, just know that it's all working, it's all coming together for your greater good, and it's working out for me perfectly. Because if you truly believe that you're gonna have it, then whatever is looking like over there or over here or however it's going, that at the end you gonna have exactly what you said you was gonna have. You gonna do exactly what you said you was gonna do, and it's all rooted in having that self-belief, believing that I can do it. But it's like, if you give up after 2 little obstacles, that's not showing that you really want it as bad as you say you do, or you feel like you can have it, you believe it in yourself or in God as much as you say you do. So I think it's just a test of your courage, a test of your belief and your faith. And I've been doing my best. I've been doing my best to pass these tests, okay? So that was all of my lessons that I learned throughout this season. Oh, I also did want to do a little recap on the Bosscess diaries, kind of making a little sense of everything that happened. So y'all, after August, once I started doing my birthday prep, I just started to really be in go mode for myself. Once I realized that I wanted to give myself a gift that is going to keep on giving to me, I just started having tunnel vision. I started getting my stuff together for my business, creating my website, putting in my descriptions, taking product photos, getting more into creating my content, and having that determination and building momentum and consistency for myself. And so that's why I took such a long break from posting. That wasn't intentional, but just doing everything that I was doing, I didn't have enough time to edit content when I was trying to get stuff together for my business, do my photo shoot and everything like that. It was just too much, and still dealing with regular things, still dealing with family and stuff like that. But I was able to pick it back up, and that's why y'all been getting 2 videos a week. You're welcome. But anyways, another mini lesson I guess I want to say, I don't think I'm a perfectionist as much anymore. I have been working on that. I am no longer a perfectionist to where it's going to stop me from putting out the content. I have high expectations for myself. I feel like for my birthday, the vision was there. It was kind of there. It wasn't too far off, but it wasn't exactly what I wanted. And so part of me felt a little bad about that, but then I realized that this isn't my last time doing this, and I just have to keep on trying and keep on putting myself out there, because it's literally just the beginning for me, and I'm a one-woman show. I can only do so much at a time. And so with my photo shoot, guys, when I tell y'all that photo shoot was not what I wanted it to be, it's not. like the stuff that I wanted to do was not fully done. I told y'all we got to the photo shoot pretty late. I think it was supposed to start at 7, but it's hot in the warehouse that I'm filming in. There's only 1 or 2 fans, so my makeup is starting to sweat, perspirate, and I guess my photographer was maybe tired and stuff, so we ended up not even doing a whole lot that night. I think it was more so that he was used to doing it one way, and what I was asking for was either a little uncomfortable for him, or maybe it just wasn't in his expertise. He didn't know how to do it. I don't know what it was. But what I do know is that it's just not what I wanted. When I was telling y'all that he said he wanted us to go in canal, I was excited because I'm thinking that we're about to do more. He has some ideas. He's professional. He know what he's doing. He see the vision of what I want. He's about to help me put that out. Capture this. Y'all seen in the footage of when we went outside, that was not what I wanted. And I ended up having another photo shoot that I did myself, which I was doing that anyways, but I'm so glad that I planned that second photo shoot, because if I had not planned that second photo shoot, I probably would have been crying for my birthday. I've learned to pivot, and that sometimes people just don't see the vision, and that's okay. It's a lot of things that I learned just from that experience. It's no hard feelings to him. I'm just thankful so much that he took his time out to do that for me. I was mad because I'm like, bro, I spent weeks finding stuff for this photo shoot and a lot of time and energy. Another thing I also wanted to say as well, my hair was supposed to be longer, you guys. I had some clip-ins that I wanted to add into my head, but because the day that I went and got my hair done, there was like a 2-hour hiccup that really set us back to where I didn't even have enough time to put my clip-ins in my head and straighten the hair and just do everything like that. And then I ended up having to come back the next day to get my hair touched up and make sure the curls were right, because I didn't think that I could do it myself. And I feel like in hindsight, I probably could have just touched that up myself, because that took like more time than what I really feel like I needed it to take, or what really was beneficial for me. And I truly believe that if I had my clip-ins in, that would have really elevated my look as well. I feel like that also played a major role as well. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I love sitting down and just chatting with y'all, and I love giving y'all the lessons that I've learned and the things that are helping me create the life of my dreams, become the better version of myself that I know I'm meant to be. This is for my younger self and for my future self, just to see my growth. This is for the younger version of me who just started her YouTube channel in 2019, the sweet young girl that I was, and that I know she'll be so proud of me right now. That is one of the best feelings in the world, to just know that the younger version of you who was so excited to grow up and be all of these different things is proud of the young woman that I am. And honestly, I'm becoming a grown woman. I am 24 years old now. Make sure you guys follow me on all of my social platforms. I do a lot of dumps on Instagram. I'm so active on TikTok now on both of my pages. My business page, which is House of Bosscess, and then my personal page, which is Princess Chai with 2 Y's and a 4 at the end. Everything is going to be linked right down below for you guys. So of course right here, obviously I have my products. As you guys know, for my birthday I launched my brand, House of Bosscess. Lip gloss is my favorite of the glosses I have. It's Sweet Talk, and it is a pH color changing gloss. It changes to a shade, a pink shade at that fits your skin tone, and it's perfect for you, and it's different on everybody. And then I also have my body polish, which I love so much. It is a 2-in-1 polish. It exfoliates and moisturizes your skin, so you put it on after you wash your body in the shower, and then you rinse it off, and then once you get out, you're sparkling, you're glittering, like and then you don't have to moisturize after. I know we are coming into the winter months, so if you're a person who has drier skin, I feel like this is perfect for you. And if you want to add a little bit extra moisture, you can just Vaseline your whole body, or just lock it in with some type of body oil. Whatever works for you, queen. This product is so amazing, and it's perfect if you ever just want to romanticize your evening routine, just to help you level up your self-care game, to romanticize your life while you are still building the life of your dreams, to make your life feel a little bit softer, give it a little bit more oomph. If you are working on becoming a better version of yourself, if you are creating the life of your dreams, anything in between that, make sure you check it out. I also have my self-care workbook as well, which helped me so much with cultivating and just creating a better relationship with myself in a way that is digestible, in a way that is fun. It doesn't feel so intimidating, y'all. I cannot recommend it enough, and I cannot stress it enough. You can get a free version of it too if you just want to try it out and just see if it's even your vibe. Everything will be linked down below for y'all, so please check it out. This season reminded me that any lessons or trials or anything that I went through is never wasted. Every lesson, every tear, every win, every experience shaped me into who I am today, and I just wouldn't be who I am without learning what I've learned now, and it's shaping me into who I am becoming. And guys, I'm so excited to continue to see myself grow and blossom and bloom into the woman that I am becoming, guys. Like, I'm just so excited, and I'm just so proud of my growth. Even in these last 5 months that I've started this series, I'm just so proud of my growth, and I can see it in the way that I carry myself, the energy that I have. Like, it's just beautiful. And like I said, that was one of the main reasons why I started this series, because I just wanted to show myself my growth and give it to the girls who don't have or didn't have a big sister, a big cousin, whatever you want to refer to me as, to guide them and show them that you can have more out of life. You don't have to settle for what you have experienced or just what is around you or what other people tell you is enough. You can have more and you deserve more. I think you have to be audacious and just go after the things that you want in life, and that is what a Bosscess is all about, okay? It's for the girls who dare to dream big and go after the things that they want in life, and I am just here to be that living proof and show you guys that it can be done. Make sure you guys stay fabulous, stay cute, be extra, and always be you, boo. I love you guys. So with that being said, I will see you guys in the next video. And make sure you guys stay fabulous, stay cute, be extra, and always be you, boo. And I love y'all so much.